What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now listen, if you're looking to take vacations this year, you've been cooped up and you're ready to just get back out there and start traveling, coming up in this video I'm going to be giving you my top 20 ways to save money for travel. Let's go. Alright everyone, my name is Jarrett-Jamal Davis, and on this channel I create videos on a weekly basis with tips and strategies to help you create an income online so you can live the lifestyle that you've always dreamed of. Now, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of my new videos. Now, also, if you're not a part of the Instagram family, go ahead and follow me over there on Instagram, and that's where I post all of my travel and vacation pics and videos. So definitely, if you're on Instagram and you want to check that out, make sure you follow me over there. But let's go ahead and get into today's topic, where again, like I said, I'll be talking about my top 20 ways to save money for travel. The first one actually is going to be to plan out your vacations early. Listen, I know this is a very basic tip, but I always like to tell people, listen, you want to plan out those vacations as early as possible. Me, myself, I actually just went on a vacation for my birthday. And listen, I actually planned out for this vacation last year. Why? Because that would give me enough time to do one of two things: either make a payment plan towards that vacation, or it gives me that time to actually just save that money to the side, so I have all of the funds necessary to pay for the trip and actually save a little bit of money for just things that I want to buy while I'm on that vacation. Now, next thing I want to talk about is, listen, just cutting back on eating out. The reason why I say cutting back on eating out is because we all know, whether it's restaurants or fast food, when you're buying that stuff every day, that stuff adds up. Listen, and I would know, trust me, because I do the same thing. But what you actually can do is prep your meals, so you don't eat out so much during the week. And me, myself, I actually try to meal prep on Sundays or Wednesdays, because I don't meal prep for the entire week. I actually do get bored with food that fast. So what I'll try to do is, if it's like on a Sunday, I'll try to meal prep my meals for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then when Wednesday gets around here, I'll try to meal prep maybe for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's just another one of my tips for, like I said, for number 2, just prep your meals. Now, another thing I want to say is you want to use a grocery app instead of actually going into the store, because again, like I said, we're trying to save money. Now, whether you have a Walmart or maybe an Albertsons or any store that's around you, I do this one of two ways. I either get that food delivered, or I just order it through the app and I go pick it up myself. But what the app helps me with is, it helps me cut down on all of that impulse buying. You know, when you go in the store and you know you're going in there for a few things that you may have wrote down on your list, but by the time you actually get in there, you start picking up on everything. So I love using like the Walmart app or the Albertsons app, because I'll walk around my place and I will only pick the things that I actually need. And what I've been seeing is, it's actually been cutting down on that grocery bill. Now, the next thing is, you can cut back on going out to bars and lounges. Listen, I like to have a nice drink just like anybody else, but what I find is, if you cut back on going out to these bars and lounges and just having that nice drink at home, you're saving so much money, because of course the restaurants are in business to make money, so they're upcharging you at the bar for these drinks that you want to get. But it's so much better and cheaper if you actually just buy a bottle. Doesn't matter if it's wine or liquor, if you just buy a bottle and you actually drink at home, you're saving yourself so much more money. And again, we're saving this money so we can save up and travel more, so we can go on many vacations. So definitely, this one will help out so much more. Now listen, also I want to ask you, let's think about it. Are you a coffee drinker? Let's be real. Are you a coffee drinker? If you are, I'm just gonna say, listen, cut back on going to the coffee shops, the Starbucks and things of that nature, because if you really look at how much money you spend with coffee, on a day-to-day basis, you can cut back on coffee by just making some of your own coffee at home. Listen, just look at that coffee bill. I really want you to look at that receipt. Whether you look at your bank statements, just look at that and see how much money you can actually save if you just cut back on that coffee spending. Now, the next one on the list is actually going to be to track your spending. So as I'm telling you all of these different ways, I want you to actually look at tracking your spending. And whether you go to your bank statement online and you print out your bank statement, or you use one of those apps, definitely you want to look at your day-to-day spending and see where you can cut things out. Now, if you're looking for an app to track your budgeting and the spending that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, I like to either use the Mint mobile app or Every Dollar. And the reason why I like to use these apps is because every time you slide your card, it actually sends you a notification on the app, and at the end of the week they actually have a list of everything that you spent money on, so you can actually see where all of your money is going. So definitely use one of those budget tracking apps so you can look at those expenses and start cutting things out, because again, we're trying to save money because we're ready to go on those vacations. Now, next one on the list is actually to join a newsletter. And a pro tip I want to tell you about actually joining newsletters is, I know you may have your own personal email or maybe you have a work email. Don't use those. Actually, what you should do is create a vacation email. It can be called anything, but just create something that you can write down, something you'll remember, write down that email and that password, and sign up to these newsletters with your vacation email, because they're going to start sending you out different deals that are going on throughout the year that you can see that you can actually afford. Hey guys, welcome to my newsletter site. So listen, if you want to join my newsletter, all you have to do is go to bttbookings.com. When you hit enter, you're actually going to arrive to this page. And if you want to receive those deals, all you need to do is click on this register now button. Fill out this form right here. You'll also actually get a password confirmation because you'll be able to use this site as well. But what I want you to do is make sure you click this yes button so you can receive those hot deals and special offers by email. Now listen, you won't receive any spam or anything like that. The only thing you'll be receiving is hot deals for vacations that you can take anytime this year or next year. So definitely, if you want to join that newsletter, go ahead and go to bttbookings.com, click on register now, and fill out this profile form right here. We'll start sending you some hot deals. All right, so other than joining newsletters, you can actually cut back on going out to the movies. And listen, I know, we all love going to the movies, but what I want you to think about is when you actually go to the movies, think about what you're spending, not just on the ticket, not just on the gas when you're going there, but on the food, the popcorn, the drinks, the hot dogs. I mean, when you think about movie theaters now, right here, I have movie taverns and all of these other different movie theaters that you can go to. But what they're doing now is they're making it so convenient for you, because now when you get inside of the theaters, you can actually pull up their app and you can order off of their app. But when you're seeing how much money you're spending on the food that you're buying at the movie theaters, it's just time to cut back on the movie theaters. So listen, I know you want to go to the movie theaters. Let's just be honest, we all know some of those sites that you use. so definitely, yeah, just go home. Look, get you some food at home, pull up, the chairs, or everybody get around in the living room and just watch those movies at home. But just going in the same line with that is to actually cut back on that cable TV. And I know you might be saying, "Whew, geez, Jared, you're telling me to cut back on everything." But no. Look, when I say cut back on your cable TV, I'm just saying, look at your cable bill, look at your cable TV bill, and look at all of those channels that you're not even using. Listen, we're paying for so much stuff when it comes to that cable that we're not even using. We don't even need it. So what I did, maybe 2 years ago is I actually switched over from just that normal cable to actually a streaming service. So you can either use things like Hulu Plus, or you can use YouTube TV. Me, myself, I jumped over to YouTube TV. And what I found is I actually was able to look at the TV shows that I like, and I didn't have to have a big package of all of these channels that I didn't watch. Now, don't get me wrong. We're just looking at TV shows on there, but we also need the movies. So I also invested in Netflix. And there you go. I got the 1-2 punch. I have my TV with YouTube TV, and I have Netflix to watch my movies. So definitely cut down on all of those movies that you want to see, going to the movie theater and spending all of that money. Just pull up a chair at home and watch it at home. Now, the next one on the list is to actually change your cell phone plan. Now, one of those things you want to do is actually look at your cell phone bill. Look at your cell phone bill, whether you have an iPhone or Android, and see if there are ways that you can cut down. Maybe it's something you can talk to with your cell phone provider to see if you can cut down. Maybe it's some things that you're not using. Also, you can actually switch over. There are different services like Mint Mobile that give you the same service. They're using the same cell towers, and they'll cut your bill in half. So definitely listen. This is just advice. So do your research, but definitely change your cell phone plan, cut down on that, because again, like I said, we're saving this money because it's time to take more vacations. Now, next one on the list is going to be to do freelance work. You might say, well, what kind of freelance work? Let me ask you this. Do you have a skill set that you could possibly charge someone for? You might say, yes, you do. Think about what you do at work right now. Something that you already specialize in. You can charge someone outside of your job for that same work, and you can charge them a flat fee. Me, myself, for work, I fix computers. I work on networks. Of course, we always have people that have computer problems, so I can charge them a flat fee to fix their computers. And what are you going to do with that extra money? You're going to save it to the side, because again, we're building up that pot so we can have the money to go on more vacations. And listen, you might say, well, I'm not comfortable with getting customers and clients and things of that nature. Well, I tell you what, this right here, you can do this for free. You can actually get your cell phone and you can create YouTube videos for things that you actually specialize in, because I can guarantee you, if you think about what you specialize in, you can actually search that up on YouTube and see that people are already creating videos around that, and you can do the same thing. So listen, that was my tip. Do freelance work. Now, the next one on the list, because like I say, now I know you're doing all of this saving, but you actually have to work out as well. Listen, I want you to cut back on these expensive gyms and find a cheaper gym. Listen, I'm a part of Planet Fitness, and listen, they're not paying me for recommending them or anything like that. But listen, it's like $10 or $11 a month for a gym membership at Planet Fitness. It's not too crazy. And at this point, you can go whenever you need to get in a good workout. So definitely look at your gym memberships. And if there are ways that you can cut costs on that, heck, if you don't even need a gym, you can do workouts at home. They got so many different playlists of different workouts that you can do right at home. Check that out. But again, we're trying to cut those costs so we'll have that money we can save up and take more vacations. Now, the next one on the list is going to be to cut back on your barbershop.
What the hell did you just say?
Listen, fellas, ladies, I know you're like, what? Cut back on the barbershop? Listen, fellas, for me at this point, I'm only going to the barbershop when I have a special occasion, be it a wedding, be it a business event, a date, something social. Those are the only times I'm going to the barbershop. As you can see, I'm doing all of the shaving and keeping myself up myself. Now, ladies, I know it's a little bit different. I know it's a lot more maintenance that you have to do, but definitely look at ways that you can maintain your hair yourself. Because again, when you look at those bills, it adds up when it's time to go to the barber shop or the beauty salon. So I'm not saying don't go at all. I'm just saying find ways where you can actually cut back so you can save some of that money again, so we can take more vacations. Now, the next thing on the list is if you have things around your house that you are not using, sell them. That's right. If it's something around your house that you haven't been using for a long time, go around your house. I'm pretty sure there's a gold mine in your house of things that you have not been using over the years. And listen, if you don't need it, sell it because someone else needs it. Now, different places where you can actually sell these things are eBay or Facebook Marketplace. And I love both of these apps because with eBay, listen, you can sell it to someone in another state. And once they actually purchase it from eBay, you can take it right down to your local FedEx or UPS and ship it straight to that customer. All of the transactions happen through eBay and you don't have anything to worry about. Now, with Facebook Marketplace, it's a little bit different. You actually put your product on there. They message you on Facebook and you guys come up with a meeting point. I would say I've actually sold a bike on Facebook Marketplace and I actually met the customer at a police department. So when you're doing something like that, make sure you always be safe. But again, if you have things around the house, make sure you sell those items that you don't need. Now, the next thing on the list is actually house hacking. And you might say, well, what do you mean by house hacking? Listen, if you have a spare bedroom on the back of the house, or maybe you have an extra room in the back of the house or something like that detached from the house, hey, put it up on Airbnb and rent the room out, because this will bring you in additional income, again, that you can save so you can actually start taking more vacations. So again, like I always say, do your research, but if you have a spare bedroom or you have an outhouse or something like that that's pretty nice to set up, put it on Airbnb and start making money from that. Now, the next thing that I actually like to talk about is saving your raise. We get these raises, hopefully, every year. Once a year, you're getting a raise. And with all of these hacks and tips that I'm teaching you, I want you to save your money, because as you're getting these raises, you can live well within your means. And when you start getting these raises, you can actually save some of that money to the side, that extra money that you weren't dependent on. You can save that money to the side again, so you can actually start taking more vacations. Now, one of the ones that I actually love is to start a savings challenge. Whether you use envelopes or jars, definitely search YouTube for those savings challenges. And people are saving $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Listen, by doing these savings challenges, and I love them because they're actually just giving you small tasks on a daily basis, so you can actually just put money to the side, put money into an envelope. I mean, you got to think about it. Let's just say you're actually looking to take a vacation within a year or next year. You go do your research on how much this vacation is going to cost. Now you're going to take your envelope and you're going to start putting money away inside of that envelope, just building up month after month, day after day, week after week. Listen, by the time it's time to actually come up to that month, you're going to have all of the money that you need to actually take that vacation. Now, the next tip is actually to use cash instead of using your debit or credit card. Now listen, I know we walk around with our cash. I know we walk around with our debit cards. I know we walk around with our credit cards. But if you start using more cash than you are using your cards, you're gonna find out that, look, I don't have this unlimited amount of money just to be swiping my card every time I go somewhere. When you have that cash, it makes you more aware of what you're going out to spend. So definitely use more cash than you use debit cards.